Hey, creepsters!
Hello!
Welcome to another edition of Ripley's Believe It or Not, Unlock the Weird, and I don't believe it.
And I never will.
Alright, our favorite subjects, spooky monsters and candy.
Oh my gosh!
Can you believe? This is totally sweet! Okay, so in Detroit, Michigan, an artist named Eric Milliken, he would probably be the first person to ask you to trade some of your Halloween candy with him, especially since he needed over 1,000 miniature bags of M&Ms to finish his picture of breakfast cereal favorite Count Chocula.
Woo! Wait a minute. Why does he need 1,000 mini bags? Why doesn't he get like one of those great big shareable bags?
We'll have to ask him.
Wouldn't that have been cheaper for him?
It might have.
Okay. Maybe he needed the tiny ones.
He does. He needs the
minis.
Oh,
I gotcha.
He does them out of the mini.
Gotcha.
Yes.
I'm sorry.
So,
Go on.
His Totally Sweet series of portraits of spooky characters such as Freddy Krueger, Frankenstein's monster, and Jason from Friday the 13th films. They're created using thousands of wrapped pieces of Halloween candy, and each features Milliken's pet spider, Lemmy, hidden in the picture. So like here in Count Chocula, there's Lemmy. He hides him in he has a pet spider, so he hides him in each. It's kind of like a Where's Lemmy?
Yeah. That is so cool.
But there's Jack Skellington, the creature from the Black Lagoon. So there's a mini interview. Okay, so Ripley's asked Eric what inspired him to create his candy-covered canvases. So they said, "Why do you use fun-sized candy?" So he uses the mini candies.
Gotcha.
So it's not always M&Ms.
Okay.
It's mini candies too, I guess. He says, "I was influenced by the very scary amount of candy that I've eaten while watching so many monster movies. I like making something big out of a lot of little things. It's a reminder that in any part of your life, big, wonderful things can happen when a bunch of little things come together."
Aw, that's cool.
I love that. So Ripley's asks, which of the Totally Sweet pieces use the most candy and how much? And he said probably Count Chocula, because I wanted to make him so dark and so colorful. And I was really, really hungry when I was making that portrait. He said you can find almost 10,000 candies in there.
Wow.
So these are all just the mini. These are those. Look, mini those.
Aww.
Mini, what are those? Hot tamales?
Hot tamales. No way.
Oh my God, mini Cadbury eggs, look.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, mini almond joy. What are those?
Peppermint patties?
Yes, I was like, on the mountain.
That is so cool.
Those
I can't
are
believe
so
he
neat.
leaves them in the wrappers.
Oh my God.
No, those aren't those. Those are Kit Kats.
Oh, those are Kit Kats.
Aren't they?
I don't probably. Yeah, they have words on them. I don't know. I'm blind. But it's crazy. Okay, and then the last question they asked, they said, why did you feature Lemmy, your pet spider, in all of your portraits? He says that I wanted to include a surprise, sort of like a prize in the bottom of a cereal box, as a bonus for people who really look at these portraits. What would be more surprising to find in your bag of Halloween candy than a tarantula?
Good one.
I love it.
Where's Lemmy here? I'm looking for Lemmy.
He's so tiny. I don't even know.
That is so.
Because I wouldn't be able to find him here.
I think that's him. No.
Like, if you didn't know, you wouldn't be able. He could be that. You know what I mean? But that's wow.
That is so cool.
So, would you like to hear some more?
Of course.
All right. So, a shark crib.
Yes.
Movie fan Joseph Reganella of New York City made his 2-month-old nephew Michael Malaysia a Jaws-inspired crib designed to look like the baby sleeping in it is about to be devoured by a fearsome great white. I love that.
Why don't they have a picture? I'd love to see it.
They have no pictures.
How cute.
Okay, so Bob Dylan's original draft of the lyrics for his 1965 song Like a Rolling Stone They were written on 4 sheets of headed notepaper from the Roger Smith Hotel in Washington, D.C., and the pages sold at a New York auction for $2 million in 2014. Can you imagine just having $2 million to just blow on a couple pieces of paper? My goodness. So, readers tackling Private Vegas, a 2015 novel by American thriller writer James Patterson, they faced a race against time because the book self-destructed if they failed to finish it within 24 hours.
Wow.
1,000 ebooks made available through the author's website had a 24-hour digital timer, and once the clock ran out, the book vanished forever from the user's tablet.
Whoa.
That's crazy. So what if, like, you had an emergency? That's kind of sucky, Patterson. I mean, it's kind of neat, but then it makes you have to go out and buy it.
Yeah.
So that's smart marketing.
Yeah, good one.
So as an experiment to prove how women on TV are too often judged by their clothes, male presenter Carl Stefanovic, the co-host of Australia's Today program on Channel 9, wore the same blue suit on screen every day for 1 year, and not one viewer complained or noticed. That's crazy, right?
Good job, buddy. Good job, mate.
Yeah. Good job, mate. Blimey. Crikey.
Put another strap on the bobby.
Put another blue suit on the man. So Brian May of the UK rock band Queen has an electric guitar that he and his father Harold hand-carved over 50 years ago, using wood from an old table for the body and an oak 18th century fireplace mantle to create the neck. It took 2 years to make, but the guitar, known as the Red Special, has subsequently been played by May in concerts for over 50 years.
Wow.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's something special, though.
Yeah,
like you and your dad made a guitar.
Exactly.
And you're playing it for millions of people. That's pretty awesome. So The Adventures of Alice... Oh, I was going to say Alice in Wonderland. Do not assume. It makes an ass out of you. The Adventures of Alice Lascelles. This is a children's short story penned by Britain's Queen Victoria when she was a 10-year-old princess. It was finally published in 2015, almost 2 centuries after it was written. Why wouldn't they publish it when she was a little girl?
I know.
She could have been really famous for story. She could have become a real writer. You know what I mean? But I guess she was busy being the queen.
She's a royal, and they don't want her being a peasant.
Oh, that's right. That's just a peasant's job.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know.
Oh my God, this is weird. Finland's Ari Kiviangas has broadcast almost every minute of his life since 2010 via webcam. He suffers from epilepsy and he spends most of his time at home. During a broadcast in 2014, one of his online followers saw how ill he looked and called paramedics, who gave him urgent CPR, saving his life.
Wow.
Good on them.
Yes. Now, that's awesome that he does that because it saved his life.
It's so smart that he does that. I didn't even think. You would think that, oh, I don't want people seeing me like this or whatever.
Awesome.
But saved his life. Good on you.
Yay.
Onlooker.
Yeah.
So, Christy Taylor, 21.
Creeper? No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, creepster. Good voyeurism. So, Christy Taylor, 21, from Rotherham, South Yorkshire, England, has seen the movie Frozen more than 100 times and has spent more than 1,500 or in euro 1,056 on Disney merchandise from the movie. She's also bought a custom-made blue dress that's just like the one worn by Queen Elsa, and frequently asks her boyfriend Jake Martin to dress up as Kristoff. Oh my God, it's going to be me in like 10 years. I'm going to tell Daniel, you have to be Dear Daniel and dress up, and we're going to dress up like Hello Kitty. It's me. I can't hate
10 years, my butt. It's you now.
Next month. I can't hate on this Christy Taylor, man, because I'm kind of over the moon for Hello Kitty. I'm under her spell.
You are.
In 2015, 51-year-old Steve Easton from Surrey, England, gave a mighty sneeze, and he blew out a toy dart that had been stuck up his left nostril for 44 years.
Oh, my gosh.
Oh, my God. He had suffered from a blocked nose and headaches for most of his life, but he put it down to hay fever, unaware that he had accidentally inhaled the dart while playing with a toy gun when he was 7 years old.
Oh, my gosh.
Can you imagine sneezing and blowing a dart out? What the who? So more than 50 babies in the UK have been named Khaleesi. It's the word for queen in Dothraki, one of the fictional one of the fictional languages devised from the TV fantasy drama Game of Thrones. Give me an absolute and utter break. Yeah. So, the trailer for the 2015 movie Avengers Age of Ultron was viewed 34 million times, equivalent to 4 times the population of New York City, on YouTube in the first 24 hours after its release. That's
what movie?
Crazy. Avengers Age of Ultron. Yeah, I'm not into it.
Me neither.
I don't really. My hero is King Kong. He's my Superman. The scary mask worn by the character Michael Myers in the 1978 horror movie Halloween was actually a Captain Kirk. You're scaring the baby! Why are the babies in here? Get up!
Shut your flapping mouth.
Babies are dumb. They can't even talk.
Yeah. If you can't talk, get out.
You know the Michael Myers mask?
Yeah.
In the Halloween, it was actually a Captain Kirk death mask. The production budget on the movie, the production budget on the movie was so tight that the designer picked up a Star Trek novelty mask for a couple bucks, and then he sprayed it white. When William Shatner found out, he was so amused that he went trick-or-treating with his daughters one Halloween night wearing one.
I love it.
That's so cute. Okay, and I'm not going to do this one because you have to look at the picture. Ew. The Pope. This just shows...
Oh!
Ick.
Speaking of... Time out.
Yeah, go ahead. Nope to the Pope. Go ahead.
Okay, anywho.
Yes. I'm sorry, Catholics.
Those things...
That means two for those that aren't bilingual like us. Dos. Uno, dos. Yes. What's number uno? That means one.
Numero uno. Our little Catholic church in Edwardsburg.
Yes.
The new Pope.
Yeah.
Blessed the groundbreaking.
At our church?
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's something.
Yeah.
When was that?
Whenever it...
Before he became Pope.
Well, obviously.
Yeah. Okay.
Back
I thought
when
you meant recently.
No,
back when he was in Chicago and stuff?
No, yeah.
Okay.
But back when they built the Catholic church there at...
I know. Yeah. He broke the ground.
Yeah.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah, and there was something else.
I mean, the Pope's all right. He does a lot of good stuff. I say nope to the Pope because I only pray to God.
Right.
I don't. Right. He's a human.
Right.
You know what I mean?
And there was something
he's a good
else
man.
That he did. I think he... Don't quote me on this, but he might have spoke at Notre Dame. I don't know.
He probably did.
Probably.
Yeah.
But I knew there was 2 things that they said that the Pope had in common with Michiana.
You know, speaking of, though, I think it's
other than the fact that he's from Michigan.
I think it's cool. Yeah, because he's from, like, the Chicago area. I don't know if he's from there, but he was, worked there forever. But I think it's going to be very interesting to see because he's the first American Pope. So, what...
And he's kind of young, isn't he?
Yeah, he's not, like, old.
He's not
probably, like, what, 50s?
80s something.
He's probably in his 60s, I would think.
I think so.
Yeah, but, which is not old by any means.
No, he's, like, probably the youngest one, isn't he?
I'm not sure.
But I bet.
But he probably
At
is
least
one
of.
of. Yeah, probably. But I just think it's going to be interesting to see him not infiltrate, but what do you say? Like mix, modern American, kind of ideals,
right?
And I wonder what the papacy is going to look like. You know what I mean?
Right.
You know, because there's going to be American influence.
Yeah.
So because of his upbringing, and you know, and his beliefs. So I just think it's you know, I'm not Catholic, or my mom's Catholic, you know, but she's not. She believes in God and Jesus, but she doesn't like pray to saints and things. We don't believe in we believe praying to God in Jesus' name. We don't saints. That's great that they're anointed as saints, but they're still human beings. Right. Do you know what I mean? So it's just it's a preference. Right. You know. But yeah, my mom grew up. She went to parochial school. She got like hit on the knuckles with the ruler,
old smashing
the old
the knuckles
smackaroo
with the ruler,
catechisms, all that kind of happy stuff. Yeah. But do you want...
Good times.
I'll just do one story about the Pope. In May 2015, this is the other Pope, Pope Francis. So in May 2015, stars of the whole... I saw the Harlem Harlem Globetrotters came to Notre Dame, and we took Ben and his best friend. It was really fun. We got video. It was great. Okay, they put on a great show. Yeah, if you ever have a chance.
I can't remember if I've seen them. I might have.
I saw them when I was a little kid. Yeah. And then I wanted Ben to see it, because even if you don't like basketball, it's fun. It's a great time. It's a great time. If you guys ever can see the Globetrotters, do it. It's good for old and young. Okay, so in May 2015, stars of the Harlem Globetrotters met with Pope Francis to name him the 9th honorary Harlem Globetrotter in team history. The esteemed honor recognizes an individual of extraordinary character and achievement who has made an everlasting mark on the world. The ceremony took place at the Vatican, where the team presented the Pope with a framed number 90 Globetrotters jersey with Pope Francis printed across the back. Other notable honorees include... where's the puke button? Get it.
Hold on. I'm there. Hold on.
Other notable honorees include Whoopi Goldberg, Nelson Mandela, and Pope John Paul II, who was named the 7th honorary team player in 2000. So I just wanted to puke for Whoopi because, you know, when she first came out back on the scene, she did an HBO special where she did a stand-up. It was before she was in movies or anything. It was hilarious. I loved her. I loved her in Ghost. I loved her in those Nun movies.
Sister Act.
Yes. Loved her back in the day. Then she got all brainwashed, libtard, freakish. Yeah. And I can't freaking stand her. She's
I know.
Brainwashed. She's like Joey Behar. They bait their... I don't watch the show, but I'll see like snippets, here and there on YouTube or whatnot. And they bait their guests. Yeah. Like they had Matthew McConaughey on there, and this was back when the big vax and no vax was real, and you were an asshole if you didn't get vaxxed. Right. God forbid. You're killing people, whatever, you know what I mean. And Joy was very vax, she was very that way. And everybody needs to wear a mask and get the vax and blah, blah, blah. Well, they had McConaughey on, and he was on to talk about, his movie and running for political office and this and that. And then she just kept poking the bear. Yeah. They weren't talking about vaccines, and man, he let her have it. And in such a classy way. Nice. He is a class act. Yeah. And man, he just told her, you're going to keep on, and I'm telling you, I'm not talking about that. You know what I mean? He's like, and I know you're trying to make me in a certain light, and we're not doing that today, Joy. And it was great. You know what I mean? And I'm like, he's a class act. Now, if you guys can see that interview, I hate The View. I'm sorry, those women they give women a bad freaking name. Yeah. In my opinion. But if you can stomach watching the snippet with Matthew McConaughey, it's great. Nice. He puts her in her place like she should be. Right. Because why do that? You're having a guest on. Why sit there and agitate for ratings and to make it, because that's a hot button issue. Yeah. And it's actually a personal issue, and it's nobody's goddamn business. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. But it's nobody's business. Yeah. That's your personal. Like, I'm not asking you.
Just like politics. That's really not anybody's business.
Right, I didn't ask
Don't
you.
ask.
Did you have a colonoscopy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
A rude much? You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Like, you don't need to know about my butthole.
Right.
And you don't need to know about my history and my health.
Right.
You know what I mean? That's between me and my doctor.
Right.
And possibly my family.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Like, I just don't understand how people made it their business. And back when we were growing up, you didn't talk about politics. You didn't talk about how much money you made. Or religion. Those were the 3 taboos, and we loved it.
Yeah.
And we got along
and everybody
just
got along fine.
And we respected each other's right
Right.
to feel the way they felt.
Right.
And we respected, okay, you don't feel that way, but we can still get along.
And everybody agreed to disagree.
Right. And then you shut up about it.
Right.
And you didn't try to sway people.
No.
That was the thing. You never tried to sway people.
Nope. And you never thought the other person was stupid for not believing how you believe.
Right.
Because you didn't ask and you didn't know.
Right. And it was just like, okay, well, maybe where they're coming from, they have a reason to feel that way. I mean, we always try to be a little empathetic, or at least, the very least, respectful.
Yeah.
You know, and now it's like, you're a dumbass.
Right.
You're a fucking Trumper, blah, blah, blah. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And it's like, no, I'm not a Trumper. I believe in some of his policies, and I think he's doing what needs to be done.
Right.
And it's going to suck right now because we're all broke, and hopefully we'll survive.
Right.
But if we survive, this is necessary to get to where we need to be. Mm-hmm. And we just got to, you know, these are like, it's like nothing good can happen if you don't struggle a little bit. No pain, no gain. So if we can just get through this,
like I
it's
said,
going to be okay.
Yeah, like I said.
It really is.
If you can if you can deal with the bad things, then you appreciate the good things more.
Absolutely.
So.
Yep.
But yeah.
So keep that in mind. But I've been rambling on. I'm sorry, I'm rambling today. And I'm tripping over my words, dude. I apologize, guys.
And, yeah.
Yeah. So I guess that's all we have for this episode. But we're going to keep cranking them out because we love you. And stay safe. Stay safe because these storms all over the place are getting crazy.
It. Every time we get
warm weather, it's wet.
Well, every time we get the trees cleaned up, they
comes
come back
again.
down.
Oh yeah, Dan does our yard. He loves he has all these battery powered tools. He's a tool guy, you know, and he loves his tools. And he's out there doing it, and then he'll come home and it looks like he did nothing. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, man, it's like painting your house and having it egged, you know?
Oh, yeah, I'm over it.
Mother Nature, get it together. And I feel like we're in March. We're like 2 months behind.
It's,
I hate it.
We're never going to get our fence done.
Oh.
Every time we do.
You got to paint it? I'll help.
No,
I love to paint.
No, it comes, trees fall on it.
Oh, yeah. And then
every time we get it fixed, a tree falls on another spot.
I love trees, but then again, with this wind, we've never had this kind of wind.
No.
I mean, that's
Something's
why
going on.
I think they're manipulating the weather, and that's for a whole nother episode, but I really think they are. Until next time, we love you.
Stay creepy and watch shows.
Bye.